This is episode 26, and in this one I talk a bit about a game, but I haven't really got any clips of it yet, so hopefully I should have some by next week.
I can't lie, I'm so annoyed. I just had like a 7-minute video and I deleted it. God damn it. Alright, so this again. Monday. On Monday it was not a lot of contact, and they had to check my physio checked on me. He was like, have you done like any contact? And I was like, yeah, I did it like full session last Friday. And he was like, okay, good, because this training session on Monday didn't have a lot of contact, so I needed to get like the practice in for it. But as I'd already done it, didn't need to do that part, so I could carry on with the rest of the training. And I'm definitely either getting ill or I'm so tired because I'm losing my voice as I speak, which is awesome. Okay, so it was unit works mostly focused on. So at the start, it was focused on line-outs, different phases we could go through, different things for it. It was horrible to throwing because the wind was not fun. However, I prefer wind over like a really muddy ball, because that's always really annoying to throw with. But the wind was just chaotic. It was just going like really fast right and then like stop for a second. So it kind of made it harder to control. So you kind of just had to put more force through it and hope for the best. Yeah, so that was it for that. And then afterwards, we went on to tackling drills, but that didn't last very long. It was just like bag tackling as well. So you'd be passing the ball around, he'd call something, you get down, you get up, you'd run into a pad, you'd take the hit, people would go over you. And that's kind of the entire drill part without giving it too much explanation. And so we kept doing that for a little bit, and then we moved on to attack and defence drills, which they were alright, to be honest. It's very much like how it's been for every other week, but I don't want to give like too much information because I feel like that might backfire slightly. So I'm just gonna say they were attack and defence drills. Someone's back. But yeah, and then it moved on to a 15 versus 15 game. However, it was like shoulders on. But if you didn't get shoulders on, they could just run past you. And that's kind of how a few people did run past and score a try. A lot of kicking, but it was very back and forth, trying to score a try until we found a gap. And we managed, for sure. Yeah, so that was it. And then we kind of did like an endurance thing at the end where you ran, I think you started on the halfway line and then you run to the try line, and I'm trying to think of what was Wednesday and what was Monday. Yeah. So you run there and you have to do it in a certain amount of time, and then whatever time you like have spare, that counts as your rest. And then we did that like I think it was 6 times, and then we had a break, and then we did it another 6 times, and that was kind of like focusing on like fast endurance and that you needed to get there quickly. So I thought that was alright, to be honest. With the break in the middle, I didn't think it was too bad at all. So that wasn't the worst thing. Anyway, Tuesday, because I think that's literally what we did for Monday. It was just attack drills and then conditioning. They call it housekeeping. I quite like that word. And then we have Tuesday, which was my mock exam. In the morning, we were creating like notes for a scenario, and we were given homework that we had to do question 5 and question 6. And if you don't do BTEC sport coaching, question 5 is creating like a 3-week, just lucky I've got it next to me, to creating a 3-week program for a random person you're given. So if they train too much, you lessen it. If they don't train at all, you add stuff. So that part I thought was really easy, so I managed to get that actually done before I left class, so I didn't have to do that for homework. And so the only part I had to do for homework for Thursday, was the question 6, and that's a 14 marker, so it's quite a long bit of work. I cannot stop yawning. I have no idea what's up with me. I'm hoping I'm not ill, because that would be annoying. But yeah, anyway. So, I've got half an hour left. God damn it. Alright, can't screw up anymore. Alright, then in the afternoon, we went back to the class, and we had to do an anatomy paper, which was... I thought it was quite hard, but there were questions I thought were like, oh yeah, no, I can do this. So overall, I did think it was alright. Like one of the questions was like, where's triceps? And I was like, at this location, pointing at it. But then it asked me another question, like what's here? And I had not a Scooby-Doo. I have no idea what that muscle was. So I had to find in a book, like, afterwards, because I had no idea what it was. So that was kind of confusing. But overall, it was a pretty good exam. I think I did well on the last one, which was like one of the highest markers. So that's a good thing. And then Wednesday was the actual game, but I'm going to do an actual review video later on, because I feel like there'd be too much to talk about in one video, and if I'm trying to talk about what I did in the week, I think that might get in the way. So Wednesday I had a game, and we won. I think it was 43-5, so it was a pretty good win. Definitely team game, but like backs kind of game. So like any time we scored a try, it was off the wings. So obviously that's good for them. But I don't think, like, overall, I didn't really have many ball carries or anything like that, but I was always there, like, defending. So if someone ran the ball, I'd be with them, I'd ruck over them, I'd protect the ball, basically. And I think it was funny because at one point everyone was trying to tackle one person, but because one person went too high, they were all too high, and I just walked around them and tackled the back of their legs, and they went down, and it was quite fun. So overall, I thought the game was really good, and I'm really happy about it, and I'm so glad, considering this is our last game before Christmas, that we managed to win by so much. So, very pleased about that. Thursday, there's not a lot to talk about on Thursday, because it was a bit weird. Internet went down at Harcourt after an hour of being there. So he told us to go back to our accommodation, and what people were doing was finishing homework they hadn't actually handed in from Tuesday, which I managed to complete, handed it in, so I didn't have to do that. So he said, people who've already done it, start taking your notes because of our exam we have on, I think it's like January something. So it's like our actual first year exams. So we're creating notes for that, as we've been given the scenario. And so that's kind of what I'm going to spend next few weeks, like kind of learning, studying, and doing all that sort of stuff. So anyway, so we got sent back to Harcourt because there was no Wi-Fi, which was really annoying. Because the accommodations do have Wi-Fi, so we ended up using their Wi-Fi instead. And then after, I think it was a few hours, we went back to class, and then he basically was there for 5 minutes, and then he was like, yeah, this is what you do, this is what you don't do, and then sent us back to the accommodation. So I didn't do a lot yesterday, and I'm running out of time, so all I'm going to say for today is I hope it's low contact, especially considering how tired I am. Gym should be fine, but everything else, I have no idea what I'm doing yet, except for I know I'm doing a bit of analysis and ball skills, so I'm like watching the timer as it goes. So yeah, that was kind of my week.
So this week's game was against Oaklands, who are actually a part of the Saracens Academy.
So, overall, such a good win from us. Our pace was there the entire time. We do our conditioning a lot more now, and it's so clear to see. Like, at the end, I don't think many people were, like, completely out of breath, unable to move. It was so good to see. And I think as it was our last game before Christmas, everyone was so happy that we won. So the final score was 43-5, which, as I said before, is a really good win. It was definitely more of a backs game than a forwards game, as all the tries came straight from the backs, going from the wing, down the line, and scoring a try. So I'm trying to think of what to say now, but to be honest, the only thing I can say was it was such a good game, and it was a backs game. I think the forwards definitely helped a lot, and the scrums were beautiful. We definitely need to get a scrum machine now, but for considering we don't have one, they were so good. I think out of all the games I've played at Oxford so far, this was the best scrums we've ever had. We were dominating every single one, and it was so good to see, especially considering a lot of it was kind of people moving around because there were injuries. So I'm just quite happy to see how it turned out. I think my role in this game was definitely more on the defensive side. Even though we had the ball a lot more, and I think we were attacking for most of it, anytime there was a breakdown, I was in it. Anytime it was like a tackling, I was running over there. So I think that was definitely my game, was protecting the ball, making sure that the other team didn't get it, and just tackling everyone. So I'll see how many highlights I can get, but the video is so bad that I don't think I'll be able to get any or many. I don't really know yet. I haven't actually looked through the game yet, so when I'm talking it's kind of like off memory of being in the actual game. But I'll find out, but I don't think I'm going to get a lot from it. So I forgot to say that I haven't actually talked about Friday yet, considering my guess was completely off. So I think it was because we won the game so well, and then we had Christmas coming up soon, pretty sure. I think it's like 2 weeks. But yeah, no. So we had gym in the morning, and then instead of skills, we were making up chants and going through different words that kind of represent Oxford and things like that. So I think that was kind of a lot of the morning. I think it was like nearly 2 hours spent doing that. And then the final hour was a bit of speed work, and then the rest of it was touch games. So it was like, do a backwards pass, then you have to do a forward pass, and then you have to do a kick. So it was just kind of games after that, and then the coaches got involved, and it was just game after game kind of thing with no actual competition. So it was just kind of like a relaxing, chill, fun little game. So that was definitely appreciated, because I woke up this morning going, I don't want to do anything because I was so tired. But I was dragging myself out going, all right, whatever it is, I'm going home at the end of the day. So it was actually quite a nice surprise to go, oh, we're not actually doing a lot. It's just kind of fun drills. So it wasn't the worst.